How many of y'all fired up to be here tonight? Somebody say, yeah. Well, let me welcome you to the basement. Those of you who are watching from around the world or might be tuning in right now, you might have just woke up. So we want to welcome you right here in Birmingham, Alabama to a thing called The Basement, where a bunch of people get together, and we definitely aren't perfect. We're just forgiven. You know what? It could just be one person that you affect. It could be one person that you touch. It could be one statement that you make. You know, so for some of you, the Bible, you'll be the only Bible some people ever read. But you know what's sad? Is that, man, me and you, I don't know about you, but my mom used to sit me all the time. I'd go to funeral or funeral. I remember my mom would pick me up. When I was 16, I was already arrested outside of a club, and I remember my mom crying, and she said, Matt, do you not realize that eternity's real? What are you doing with your life? And I remember another night, she picked me up from jail. She said the same thing, Matt, do you not realize eternity is real? What are you doing with yourself? I remember another time, she picked me up from the hospital after having a drug overdose, and she said, Matt, do you not realize eternity is real? And she would say this to me, and I remember the last time I was standing in the basement of my house, and I remember my mom and dad looking at me. My mom said it one more time, and she said, Matt, do you not understand that eternity is real? And you know what? My mom used to ask me all the time. She would ask me, and I'm going to ask you the same question. My mom would ask me, she would say, Matt, would more people hear about Jesus through a pastor at your funeral than they would hear from your mouth? Is it going to take a funeral for people to come to know him? Are you going to do what God's called you to do? I'm trying to say, I guess, what can we do with this life we've been given? How can we make an impact? How can we make a difference? How can we make sure that we live our life to the fullest? And you know what? I don't know about you, but I don't want to be somebody who lives without a purpose. You say, what do you mean when you say a purpose, Matt? Well, I'm talking about in Jeremiah 29:11, where God says, for I know the plans I have for you. Plans to give you a hope. Plans to give you a future, not to harm you, but to do good for you. I've got big plans, God says. Wiki, wiki.